Welcome to Pursuing Joy, where we discuss audacious stories of joy-infused strength. Welcome, Grandi. And I think that is the perfect name for you just to say. So go ahead and introduce yourself and a little bit of what you've got going on, and then we'll dig into more details from there.
Okay, awesome. Hi. So I am Grandi Washington. I am the visionary of the Inspired team. I'm the creator of the Decode, Align, Shine framework and the disco ball theory. So we basically take everyone's overwhelming assessment data and put it into one so they can understand themselves and their teams. So the assessments are really, a lot of times people see them as the end all be all, but it's really the beginning, the starting jumping off point that opens the box of who you think you are to understanding. And it helps we cut turnover, cut waste, and really help teams shine with trust.
Okay, awesome. All right. So when did you start the Inspired team?
I started the Inspired team maybe a year and a half ago.
Oh,
So
okay. All right.
yeah.
Okay. So where were you before then? What was kind of your journey towards entrepreneurship? How did you discover you were a visionary? All the things.
I love that. I was just asked that question last week, and I said, well, or in that way. Visionary. I've always been really, really creative, and I've always come up with ideas. Complete reading rebel, because I think book nerd is negative, so reading rebel, and that's a nod to Gretchen Rubin's Four Tendencies. Yet another assessment. Um, but I've always been creative. I've always wondered about people, right? Like you hear all this stuff about, oh, women are mean, men suck, people are bad, and they're really not.
Mm-mm.
None of that is true because what's lacking there is your understanding. It's not just the understanding, but it's the ability to understand yourself and other people. So assessments are my happy place with that because they taught me that if I will take a minute to look into these things that can tell you how someone communicates, what their natural instincts are, what are their drivers, what are their behaviors, all of that, what's their personality. Once you understand that, then you can communicate better. And then, women are no longer mean, men don't suck, and, workplaces aren't awful. It's just like,
Right.
oh, I didn't realize that my directness and need for immediate answers really puts you off because you need time to stop and think about the answers and time to contemplate. But
Mm-hmm.
now that I understand that about you, now we can have a conversation. So
When was it a formal workplace that introduced you to assessments, or how did you find out about them
I
and,
have,
and their the need for them?
oh yeah. So I have always been really interested in human behavior and psychology. And I was working just, I've had lots and lots of different vast experience in HR, and education and accounting. I mean, all kinds of different experience that I've kind of stepped up the ladder. And while I was in a previous job, I found out about the Dream Manager program, which was
Oh,
absolutely,
that's right. Okay. Yes. Let's get into that.
it was the Dream Manager program. I read the book, and it's by Matthew Kelly, and I just fell in love because the whole purpose of it, right? Like as entrepreneurs, we have a dream, and we want to share our talents and our vision with the world because
Mm-hmm.
it's so important and we can help people, right? That's what I do is help people and provide value. Well, that's great. So we hire people to come in and build our dreams, right? Those people have dreams. So
Right.
how can we ask them to invest in our dreams if we're not also willing to invest in theirs? And that's what the Dream Manager program does. It's a 12-month coaching program, and usually it's usually individual, but there are some group formats that do it. But it really helps with employee engagement and buy-in and understanding that, if you want somebody to come into your company and build your dream, they also have dreams. We can help them. And it just gives them, it's so empowering because it gives them the tools to be able to achieve their dreams, whether it's a quick win, it's a 12-month dream, it's a dream they can achieve in 2 years, a dream they can achieve in 5 to 10 years. They work on all of those each month in a coaching session.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really cool. It will cut turnover and all of that, and really increases engagement. People come to work knowing that they matter as a person, because you can't, I don't care what anyone says, you cannot leave home at home and work at work. You're a human being.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
It comes together, and it always overlaps. And we are wise and caring and loving when we see that in other people, and we're willing to embrace them for who they are as well, right? So the Dream Manager program lets you build dreams together. So I found out about that, and I took it to my employer, who said, "Why do I need to build other people's dreams? They're here to build mine." And I said, "Okay." And that was my moment. And I talked to my husband and said, "I believe in this so very much, like I do." And he was all about it. And so we saved up the money, and I went and got certified out of my own pocket, and loved it and 100% believe in it. And then just went deeper into different assessments and getting to know how people communicate, what matters to them, how do I come across when I'm talking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I just dove deeper into it, and I've helped a lot of people. I love being able to help people communicate.
So is Dream Manager the catalyst for going from a W-2 to your own business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so what is the difference in your life by making that pivot? Like before and after. Give me just a little snapshot of who you were and who you are based on that change.
Completely different. 100% completely different. I work with people only who agree that people matter, right?
Okay.
So if I listen very, very closely how people talk about their team, how they talk about their family, how they talk about people in the community, and that's my decision on if I will work with them. And I just I'm here for my kids. I just spent the summer with 2 new grandbabies.
Oh yeah. I knew about one, but okay.
I'm so excited. I've been able to kind of live my dreams because of this. Stepping away from something. I always believe, no matter what, everything that I do is I want people to feel not just welcome, but wanted, because there's a huge difference. So you might walk into a place and go, "Oh, you're welcome here, right? But am I wanted?" Right? And so that's my mission, is to help everyone in their workplace, in their life, within themselves, to feel welcome and wanted. And I was in a W-2 role where I had to be like the executioner. I had to be the jerk. I had to be the mean one. I had to do all the things that no one else wanted to do. And I would start looking at the people, and I'm like, "But this person has this going on, and this person has this, and we can help this person because they have this dream, and let's invest in them." And when I saw that wasn't high on the priority list, I was like, "Oh, but it needs to be, because we're all just people who matter.
Yeah.
And so now I get to do that. now I get to help people shine, really.
Right. Like a disco ball.
Because when they shine, then
Yes.
they shine light on everything around them, and they help other people shine, and it's just beautiful.
What are your working geniuses?
Galvanizing enablement.
Okay. I just did a whole I just ran well, I'm in the Working Genius
Mhm.
group online, and I just enablement and galvanizing were the enigmas to
Yeah,
me. And
yeah,
then as I was doing this working with or interviewing Working Genius facilitators, I started realizing if enablement and galvanizing tend to drive how they facilitate it. So enablement leaned more towards teaching and galvanizing more like training
mhm.
and yeah, and like yes, but you know that energy. And so I said,
Yeah,
okay, well, let me look at it, the EGs out there, so they
yeah,
can help explain this to me a little bit more.
yeah.
And so it now I feel like I'm a lot more educated in that area. And enablement is actually one of my frustrations. But is 8 on there? Is that your Enneagram?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so that's mine as well.
yeah.
So
Gravitate together. Eights find each other. Did you know that?
yes, and I'm. It's interesting how I uh, present that 8,
Mm-hmm.
whether I feel safe or not.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
100%.
yes,
Ah,
so it's been interesting. So tell me a little bit more about the disco ball uh,
yeah,
theory and how you are implementing that in teams currently.
yeah. So the disco ball theory. Um, so you can see just a pile of broken glass on the ground, right? Like you see it, it's beautiful when the light hits it, but it's broken and there's no use for it, or you think, unless you're an artist and then you can see the potential in it, right? So then you pick up those pieces of broken glass and you put them all together like a disco ball, right? Which could be your assessment results, your personality results, everything, every experience in your life. You put it all together, and when it's assembled, it shines light on everything around it. And it's
Okay.
absolutely beautiful. So that's what working in your strengths and your genius, finding joy means. And then once that is shining light on everything around it, it flows. So that is what I do with assessment results. So my love and obsession of assessments, I got certified in like 10 of them, I think. So I can take anyone's assessment results and bring them all together and give you an exact full picture instead of just one, and show you here's the whole person. This is what it looks like. Yeah. And then,
Okay.
yeah.
So if a client reaches out to you,
Mhm.
uh, or just give me an example of, maybe something recent or something that really stands out to you where they told you the problem and you knew this assessment or this conglomeration of assessments would help shine light on that.
Yeah, so I had a leadership team who's just absolutely great. A lot of the times, though, a lot of the times it's the visionary who's like, I'm the problem. Okay, well, newsflash, you're not the problem if you're the visionary, okay? If you're coming to me and you're looking for solutions, you're not the problem. And
Right.
you're also not alone. And that's what a lot of visionaries feel like, or, leaders that, well, I have this problem with my team and they're all mad at me. And like, okay, they just don't understand you. So talk to me about the problems. Like, what are these issues? Um, I use Kolbe. Like, honestly, it's the only index that measures cognitive strength. So I will use Kolbe for that because your instincts drive your action, right? So we have to know what their natural instinct is for approaching problem solving first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been working with DISC does behaviors. So this team, those are the two that I worked with. We did Kolbe and we did DISC. And so their instincts would drive their behaviors. And we got to talk about how you can have two people with an almost identical Kolbe MO, and then their disc are opposite, complete polar opposites. And how can that be? And what does that look like? And like, well, your instincts can be the same, but how you behave and how you act can be completely different. And that can shed like a lot of light on it. Like you can't just say, oh, I'm a fact finder, so I'm going to do my research and that's it. Right. But are you going to be direct with it? Are you going to go fast? Are you going to think fast with it? Or are you going to be more like a C style and sit back and contemplate and like really get together and be more introverted with it and contemplative? So it's really cool to see because I mean the assessments, like I said, they just open the box. They don't put you in a box like a lot of people think. It's like this is the starting, this is the jump off point. Like where do I go from here?
So this is what I notice in Working Genius facilitation, and you can tell me how you combat this. So all of that is really good information, right?
Yeah.
And you have now educated everyone on it and can give them kind of a prescription how to function going forward. Yeah. What happens have you had a team reach out to you in this way, or what is your way to circumnavigate falling off the wagon?
I love that. So with me, it's built in because I know that happens. And so I do the workshops and then I give them 3 months of follow-up, including. Okay. So, and I always give action items and not just theory. So every time we come in, I'm like, okay, here's 3 things. Like these are 3 things that you can do to work with this person. Here's 3 things that you can do as, this type. I created what I call archetypes that are a combination of assessment results. And so when I present their archetypes to them, I also put in my workshops, I love a good debate. So I'm like, look at your results. Let's talk about them. Now tell me where I'm wrong or where the results are wrong and what's right and why. And then we talk through that. And then they're like, oh, like this last client that I was just talking about, I had one person and she was like, this is not my result. I'm this. And I said, okay, let's unpack this. And we unpacked it. And she's like, oh, it's right.
I know that feeling.
But now you understand how and why and what and all of that. And so, and it was really cool. And then everybody on the team got 3 ways to work with her. And she got 3 ways to work like with herself. Like, okay, when I'm working with other people, these are 3 things that I need to do. And this is what it looks like. Like they get to know what they look like when they're in stress. So you can stop. Like if you and I are in a conversation and we're like butting heads, you would have had these things, these little tools and items that, oh, I know that Grandi is just stressed out or she's something. So let's stop, reframe, call it as it is, and then take a breath and move forward. So it stops that spiral of toxicity that comes in.
Yes. Yeah. And the language, just having language for any of that is very helpful. Do you do individual coaching?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I have found with the EGs. Actually, is that they are actually really good at both, depending on what they're tapping into at the time. I had Jason Miller on here, and he's a EG Working Genius facilitator, and he told me that like in a Zoom, like any kind of video where it's mirroring himself, like he has to kind of shield that for his galvanizing to get taken down a notch. And I thought, wow, that is very, very perceptive and self-aware to know how to get that toned down, because galvanizers can tend to be overly excited, and then people don't actually trust that because they don't even believe that it's real. And for me, when I'm hiring salespeople, I tend to look for galvanizing in that when I'm using the working genius. So
Sure.
what makes someone reach out to you? As in, what pain point are they feeling, or what's happening within the team that says that this is what I'm feeling, and I want to see if this is the solution?
Really, it's trust. It's communication struggles. It's I can't get anywhere. Things aren't being done fast enough, or I have these two people who are star team members and they're clashing. And what is it? Or we keep going over the same things in the leadership team meeting and we aren't getting anywhere. I'm like, well, you have a ton of fact finder follow throughs. You're not doing anything. That's not always true. But it is just the understanding what their MOs are, which is Kolbe mode of operation, and it's how you take action. Just so we're using all of the same definitions there. Yeah.
Do you see visionaries that you've worked with, or visionaries that do you find the tendency to hire towards themselves, mirrors of themselves, or the complement to them? What trend do you see amongst your people?
Well, I lived in the integrator space for quite a while, so not anymore. I don't love it.
So hold on. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna on that. Okay, so this is what I want to know. Who told you that you were a visionary?
Me.
Okay.
I took a test. No, I did. I took the crystallizer, or something with EOS when I was in like the integrator class, and I took it and I was like, okay, so my ideas aren't stupid like I've been told, and I can come up with really cool things, and no wonder, like I'm really, really, really good at coming up with an idea and setting something up and being like, this is the process, right? Like my Kolbe is 6681. Like I'm good with, I can get the process going, but then I'm like, bye. But I just, I don't keep it up.
Yes,
I'm not good with that. I want to hand that off and delegate it, and somebody else loves it and is really good at it. I do not.
Yes.
So that's why. I mean, I say that. Like, am I a good integrator? Yeah, but I burn out.
Yes. I love to create the process, but I don't necessarily want to do that process over and over and over again. So Christy Clayton is the one that told me I was a visionary. So I know you've coached with her, so I know that. So I was just wondering, did she tell you? Because she was very gentle in telling me.
Me and I have had several conversations about that. So, and actually, our Kolbes are very close.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, oh, hang on, what's going on there?
Okay. No, that completely makes sense. Okay. So talk to me a little bit about sitting down with an individual and going over their assessments and some aha moments that you've experienced.
So yeah. So when I come in to do a group workshop, I do ask to meet with the team members ahead one-on-one, and I go through their results in details because it gives me a lot of insight, and I can gear my workshop around what is actually relevant to them and the problems that they want to solve. That way they're not getting theory, they're getting actual strategy and action items and tools. My favorite is when someone is unsure about the results, or
yes.
or they've taken the Kolbe wrong. Like that happens too. Quite a bit. So, because there's
define taking the Kolbe wrong.
Yeah. So there's 3 different types of Kolbe. So the Kolbe A is how you take when free to be yourself, right? No one is watching you. No one is judging you. I don't get to see how you answered each question. Like none of that is there. Take it as Julie, as you are, right? Just yourself. And then the B is how you feel you're supposed to perform in your job, right? So in my role, which is how I took it the first time, wrong. That 8 was like a 2, which was very wrong for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so that's the B. And then that's how a lot of people will take it. Oh, I'm taking this for work, so I better like put, no, it's wrong. And the results will
This is
turn
who I'm
not
expected to
mhm,
be. Is that how that
you're
is?
expected to be, right.
Okay.
And then the C is the supervisor or hiring manager of a role. So like I took a Kolbe C for hiring an EA, right? So I said, this is what I want this role to look like. The person in this
Okay.
role will do these things. And then I take the C and compare it to the candidate's A's and match them. So what I'm
Okay.
do they have the natural instincts? Yes. But my favorite is the B and the C because it's how someone thinks they're supposed to perform and how their manager expects them to perform. And wow, there's magic.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fun. You get me rabbit holing on this. I love it so very much.
Yes, I totally understand. In fact, this podcast has
Yeah.
become quite the social experiment
Oh,
in and
yeah.
of itself, just based on what I know from people's assessments and how they present themselves and how they show up as a facilitator. I
Yeah.
had an aha moment. And because I look back on my podcast and I was like, oh, this actually came up more than once. So
Yeah.
my geniuses are wonder and discernment,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
apparently, and which is a lot of questions and curiosity, but apparently I am doing a lot of that in my head and am not actually, people aren't seeing that or realizing how much concern I have for them or how much I am wondering about them and how curious I actually am
Uh-huh.
about them. And so because it's a responsive and it's very internal. A responsive genius is not necessarily going to say things without being cued up to do that. And
Yeah.
so that was very interesting to me. And yes, I fought my results as well. But the thing is this is what I've noticed too, even in one of my daughters recently,
Mhm.
when you challenge something and then get it and then come to a conclusion that, oh, I was wrong or I didn't view that, it sticks with you even more. Like
Yes.
it becomes more a part of you once you have challenged it and
Mhm.
then received it in a different way. Um,
It is really cool. Yeah.
so okay, and I'm going to ask this question a little bit differently.
Okay.
What, because I ask everybody this question, but what would you say pre-visionary life, as in you were a visionary before, but now you're in,
Right.
in your joy.
Yeah.
So what was bringing you joy before and what is bringing you joy now? Like, where would you find your solace when you were doing something outside of who you were? And then what currently is bringing you joy now that you're living and working in this space?
Now I see joy in everything.
Okay.
I don't care if anybody says, "Oh, that's just such a whatever response." No, I do. And if you knew me before, you would know how real that is. I I see things I'm grateful for every single day. Right? I look for that. I start my day that way. I saw something the other day that said, "Every day I wake up looking for proof that today is going to be the best day of my life." Like, yes, that is it right there. And I'm not the, oh, everything is sparkles and shiny, which is really funny because everything I do, my brand is built on disco balls. And
Right.
fine, right? I'm wearing a disco ball. Yeah. But it's because of the depth of that. It's sparkle and shine is fun and it's great and it's happy, but it's the deeper level of happy that matters. Like now, I mean, I spent the summer with, two of my grands and, my kids, and like I'm getting ready to go see two of my others and for trick or treating, like different things. I mean, it's great. Like things that I was never able to do and did not I won't say have the time for because we all have the same 168 hours. But I didn't realize it was a priority as much and that I could act on it. Like I
Okay, yeah.
knew it was a priority. I didn't know that I could act on it, and now I'm free to do that. And there's a huge difference there. That is something that I learned. I used to work 24/7. My husband would wake up in the middle of the night and take my phone away from me. Not because he's awful, but because I was panic mode that someone would need me at midnight and I was going to be in trouble if I didn't answer that. And I was stressed to the max. I was unhappy. I was miserable. It was just an ugly time. And now all of that's gone. Like I don't usually touch my phone for the first hour of my day. Like I just, yeah, I get to do things. I hit the wall. If I work in my own, like how I'm productive, I'm working in my genius and my strengths, and I can work 4 hours in a day and get 3 hours or 3 days of work done. Or I can stand here and spin in circles, and my husband will come in the room and he'll go, "We're going to Disney. Let's go. You're done for the day." Because he knows, and I can do that now. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to force myself into misery. And that's what I hope other people understand too, is that they can shine like that disco ball and those sparkles. And if I can do it with all the darkness that I've had in my life and I can do this, then anybody in the world can do it. So,
Yeah, that is completely true.
yeah.
So, do you feel like so I did a podcast with John Magny, and he's in EOS World.
Yes, I love John.
And he just sent my girls a autograph book, the book that he wrote for children. So they were super psyched about that. But
Yeah.
he talked about 3 types of reinvention. And so do you feel like you had an event that made you reinvent, or do you feel like you made the choice to reinvent, or did you just want to see yourself as like a better person or become a better version of yourself? Like what was the catalyst? What made that shift?
Part of it was the dream manager, but it was who I was, right? Like that was just a really it was a really, really dark time, right? And I was just not myself, right? Like I wasn't healthy. I wasn't happy. There was zero joy. And I spent 7 days in bed in the dark, couldn't come out of the room. Just
Okay.
and had a just a turning point and was like, I'm going to die. Something has to change or I'm going to die. And that is all there is to it. And yeah.
No, I know exactly what you're talking. I mean, I know what you're talking about, and it's so bizarre because there's no disease that's about to like take your life, right? But your internal being is just deflated and going down
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I completely get that. And so something's got to change, and you made that change.
Changed it all. So
Yeah, I was okay. So let me ask you this. So, are you going? I'm not going to Summit this year. Are you going? Are you going to Summit? Okay. So I was at Summit last year, and I I don't even know if I actually ever had an interaction or spoke with you, but you stood out
did
very much so. Yes. So is that a product of this, or would you say you were always like that?
I'm no longer afraid of being that.
Okay.
Um I yeah, I even at the EOS conference this year, like I got told when I took my sparkles off, my jacket and my tiara, I took it off, and the tiara comes from me making a joke about people calling me the assessment queen, right?
Okay. Okay.
It fits, and it's funny. And I was like, oh, let's make fun of Grandy. I've got something for you. Whoop, and I have a tiara now. So like I totally just owned it and was like, yes. And if you mean it nice or you don't mean it nice, well, now it's stuck, and that's what I'm calling myself. Thank you. Um, so I put the tiara on and I wear the sparkles because my whole being is to help everyone shine, right?
Right.
I can do this.
Yes,
And I
you're
can
leading the way.
walk down the hallway with my head held high and some sparkly tiara. I think there's like 6 in this room alone. You know, if I can do that, then anybody can do it. Now I'm free to do the things that I love, and someone else, that space is now open for someone who would be really good at it and find joy. So like you're opening doors for yourself and for someone else, and it's hard. It also comes from that abundance scarcity mindset too,
Yes.
because you do things out of scarcity when you're afraid, and so you have to realize, okay, what do I really need to look at? If I'm thinking with abundance, this is not my opportunity.
Right.
I know that now. Thank God.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, it is. It is. I know a woman that does work as genius facilitation for people in recovery.
Yeah.
And it is a huge leap for them to come
Yeah.
over to the abundance side and
It
say
is.
that joy matters
Yeah.
overall. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, Grandy, thank you so much
Much.
for joining me today. And then I look forward to your our coaching session that
Yeah.
we'll record later. Yes, thank you so
All
much.
right. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome everyone back to Pursuing Joy. We are cutting up this episode a little bit because I wanted Grandy to be able to very much articulate her disco ball theory using me as an example and just providing an understanding of her overall work and what she provides. So welcome back, Grandy, and I'm happy to be your not your guinea pig, but this is a guinea pig moment for me. I know you are the expert here. So kind of re-explain a little bit of the disco ball and then what you will be doing with these 2 assessments today.
Okay. Yeah. So my disco ball theory is that we're all made up basically of, those little pieces of glass that you see on the ground, and you can take those parts that are so important and just brush them off and push them aside as not essential, or not important, or you can see their potential through the assessments and your results and pick them up, put them together. You have multiple assessments that, if you, like most people, have taken a million assessments and have all of the data. But we put it all together for you into like one report and have you turn into that beautiful disco ball that is shining light on yourself with your strengths really maximized, and then shining light on everyone around you and helping them shine bright as well by working in their strengths. So it is really beautiful and really deep, and not just, oh, Grandy sparkles. There's like
Right.
there's a lot more to it. So and it's really fun, and I feel like using that disco ball theory really helps people. Really helps them shine and really helps them see that, like, I can work in my strengths, and it doesn't all have to be serious, and it doesn't have to be
Right.
like, I'm so good at this and this is all I'm supposed to do. Like, no, use it to help other people. So, and that's what I do with it. So right now, what we're going to do is take your Kolbe A result, and I like grin because I'm so excited about this. It's so fun. Your Kolbe A result and your disc, and we're going to very briefly just go over those, your results, and then I will put them together for you into what I call your archetype, which is something that I've developed. And right now there are 48 archetypes, which combine your initiating action with Kolbe and your disc style. So it is very high level. I haven't gotten all the way down into the weeds yet with it, but I can promise you that I will.
All right, awesome. Okay, so just came to my mind.
Yeah,
Because I'm kind of I visualize a lot of things, and so right then I already told you I love the word archetype,
yeah,
but right then I was thinking, you know what? It would be awesome if there was like a superhero team on like Marvel or
right.
even like another Inside Out
Yes,
with the archetype.
Inside Out. Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. So the fun fact. So the archetypes I base. So I have a dance background. All of my life, grew up dancing, and I'm actually a tap dancer, and I just love it so very much. So my archetypes are all based on, of course, with the disco ball theory, that everyone has a place on the dance floor. So in a production,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because work and businesses are their productions, right? And everyone has a role. So the archetype is what your ideal role is according to your Kolbe initiating action and
Okay.
style. So, and then once we get deeper into it, when you want to pair people at work, then we do spotlight duos. And so, what they look like working together, they're two archetypes when they come together. It's super cool, and I'm super excited
Okay.
about it.
Awesome. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So,
Okay.
okay, cool. Ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Expose me.
Okay, so your Colby MO, right? So everyone gets a perfect score, which means your score is absolutely perfect because it's perfect for you. As long as you took it as you were free to be yourself, right?
Yes.
Not,
It was hard. I mean, not hard. It was
yeah.
hard to get there because I wanted to fight all my initial impulses.
Ah,
Not all of them, but some of them. I was like, "Ah, okay.
yeah. Did you should on yourself a lot when you did it?
Yeah, I was like, this is and I know this even with Working Genius because you're supposed
Yeah.
to show up in your joy. But yeah, there's definitely something that the mind does first.
Yes.
Like, and there's a tension and a wrestling
Yeah.
match there.
Yeah. So when I just heard this at ColbyCon last week, that when you don't have learned behaviors to fall back on, your instincts kick in. And so that is
Oh,
what happens when you take the Colby A, right? So as long as you took it, I tell people, I'm like, close the doors, close your eyes. I mean, don't really because you have to read, but know that no one sees how you answer these questions. Your team doesn't see it. I don't see it. Nobody knows. It's just you. So respond how is instinctive for you, right? Even when it's difficult, because it is difficult sometimes to choose. But no one sees the answer, so nobody's going to be able to tell you, "Oh, that's not you,"
all right, right.
which is
Exactly.
what gives us fear, is being like, "Well, I didn't get it right," or somebody's going to argue with my results. Well, okay, let them, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So your score is perfect for you. Your fact finder, so it's divided up into four action modes, right? Colby is. Your fact finder is how you gather and share information. Your follow through is how you organize. Your quick start is how you deal with risks and uncertainty. And your implementer is how you handle space and tangibles, right? So there are three zones of operation. So counteract is the 1 to 3, which is you kind of are resisting action. The initiating action is how you instinctively will take action first, right? So for those of us with initiating quick starts, we like to throw spaghetti at the wall, is what I call it.
Yes. Okay.
And then the reacting is the 4 to 6. In the middle is a bridge. So it's on a scale of 1 to 10. Um, and so yours is your fact finder is a 6, which means you explain. So I like to use fact finder as kind of like a book. Big shocker of me using a book, reference. But so if you are counteracting fact finder in 1 to 3, you're picking up the book off the bookshelf and you're looking at the back and you're just reading the back cover and you're like, solid book. Good. Got all the information I need. Okay. If you are reacting, you're 4 to 6, like you are, you're where you explain, you will read the back and then you'll open it up and you'll read the table of contents. I now have enough information to know if I want to read this book. Great. If you are an initiating fact finder, 7 to 10, you're reading the back cover, you're reading the book, you're reading the appendix, you're reading the whole thing because you need all the information to make your decision. Follow through. I love the how you organize your closet, right? So so it's fun. It's fun. So if you're, initiating fact finder, you probably have things organized by season, by style, by color, but like overly organized, right? These are your systems and processes people. They're creating systems and processes and going. I use hiring an assistant as an example for this one as well. If you want someone who's interruptible and able to multitask and just get a lot done and summarize that way, then you want someone who's a counteracting follow through, right? Which is the 1 to 3. You're a 2. If you want someone who is not interruptible, who's going to set your systems and processes, like maybe you're starting up and you're in that messy middle spot and you need systems set, you need processes like carried out, right? Then you're going to want that 7 to 10 person. Multitasking is not a strength for them, but that's okay.
Right.
The 4 to 6 is in the middle. So they can, I will say that because that's me, we are really good at setting things up and going, this is what I want. And this is the idea. And this is the process. Bye. Someone else needs to like carry it on. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Your quick start is how you deal with risks and uncertainty. This one, like I said, the 7 to 10 are the ones who are throwing spaghetti at the wall. They're brainstorming. I like to say this is an external problem-solving issue, or not issue. Issue is the wrong word, but problem-solving action, right? So they are thinking out loud. They're trying things. They're taking risks. They're just throwing ideas out. Versus the people in the 1 to 3, they're digging their heels in. They are not wanting risk. Like they don't want change unless you can tell them why and how it benefits them and like all of that. And the 4 to 6 are your bridges between those two. Okay. Your implementer is how you handle space and tangibles. So 1 to 3 typically don't ask them to fix anything because they're gonna break it usually. The 3s a little less than the 1s. The 7 to 10 need quality tools. They're perfectionism and they're making things. They're the ones making the models, working with their hands, creating concrete things. Whereas the 1 to 3s have the ideas in their head. And the 4 to 6 are kind of the duct tape warriors. They can do a quick fix, get things fixed, but don't expect it to be sustainable and last a long time. Something fun that I see, and I always like to point out, is with Quick Start being an external problem solving, fact finders are internal problem solving. This is my opinion, right? So when you have an initiating fact finder, they're going to want to go in and dive in and do their research, find their facts, gather their information together, and really get it to understand it. So when you have an initiating fact finder in the room with an initiating quick start, they're butting heads. Because quick start is going, why in the world are you not acting? Like, I've given you all these ideas. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Because they also move a lot faster. The fact finder is being driven crazy by the quick start because they're like, okay, well, stop. And I've got to get all of the information, and I'm doing my research, and I'm gathering my data for all the ideas that you've given, or the top 3 or whatever, but you don't see it outwardly as much. So one is going, why aren't you acting? And the other one is going, holy crap, slow down.
Right.
I can't keep, like, I'm trying to get all of your ideas down. So once they realize that, like, I will go in with teams and they're like, oh, that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, nobody's wrong and nobody's slow or stagnant or there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they initiate problem solving very differently.
Right. They get to the same result just in a different way.
Yes, yeah, and it's super cool. So once you know like that, and again, very high level, just enough to give you information to get you in trouble, you know. But yeah, so that's how Colby works. So when you see this, and when you see somebody's Colby result in a room, because I do ask all my teams to bring their Colby and their disc. When I do a workshop with them, I give them one to keep, and so they have a little table stand that they can put up or put a sign on their office. And so it's a good reminder for them to be like, oh, okay, I see you're an initiating fact finder, or you're an initiating quick start. And that's helpful. And a lot of visionaries are initiating quick starts.
Mm-hmm.
And so the teams struggle because visionaries come out and they throw all the ideas out, and the team is like, oh, the visionary said all these things. Now we have to go do them.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I was just thinking, like, I'm just thinking out loud. Like, that's all I'm doing. So even saying, let's have a brainstorming meeting versus we're going to do this thing meeting.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes people will come back with the thing done just from.
Oh, quickly.
Yeah. And it was never on the table to do the thing. It was just being talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's but that's Colby. So it's your initiating actions, how you instinctively solve problems.
Okay. So what are my numbers?
6, 2, 8, 3.
Okay. So this is my question, and this is something that I have been kind of. My geniuses are wonder and discernment. And so I would say, and I think my family would say, like, I act on things very spontaneously and quickly.
Yes.
If there's not like a huge ramification to it, or if there's not a lot, like it's not, life or death.
Yeah.
But it also takes me when you like share something with me, and it takes me a good 24 hours to process what you really said, what that really says about you, and whether I agree with you or not. Like I can have all those responses right now, but I will be marinating on it for 24 hours. So I get accused of coming back to conversations like, you're still thinking about that?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah. You're still gathering your information. You're 6, so you explain. So you need to take your time and fact check. That's a big part of a 4 to 6 in a fact finder is we fact. Okay. So it takes us time to go back and go, all right, this was a great idea. Let's think of all this. And you can say, yes, great, love this. I need 24 hours, and we'll come back to it. And I can give you my actual answer once I've had time to think about it, because I care and I want to give you the right answer.
Right.
Like there is nothing wrong with that unless you have to make a snap decision right then. And then just jump and close your eyes. But
yeah. And I'm totally fine with a gut response.
Yeah.
But it's more of like, how do I really feel, I guess, about this is what is how it takes, and what are like in the discerning piece of it, what could come from this,
right,
going from this. Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of aligns with your fact finder as well, the discerning part, and the wonder is aligns well with the quick start. So I'm not saying that they're the same at all. I'm not saying that at all, but one thing I found with all of these assessments is you can correlate the data and you can put it together, right? And find similarities in your styles and your types, which is why I created the archetypes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So your disc, which you did say that you looked at, I love. So you are a DI near the top, right?
All right. So what is the big letter versus the little letter mean?
Okay. So disc, I find a lot of people have like I don't want to say PTSD, but PTSD from DISC workshops and assessments because there are so many of them. Some of them are overcomplicated, some of them are not. They get different results. What I recently learned is that when it was originally created, it was not trademarked or copywritten. So there were spin-off versions of it. So the one
it's old, right? Like it's
yeah. So it's Kolbe.
okay.
Kolbe's like 50 years old. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, which that's not old.
Okay.
That's not old.
It's tried and true. I mean, put it that way. It has roots. It is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking in terms working genius is like the last 4 or 5 years. So.
Yeah. So, okay. So DISC is, so I use DISC. I got certified through Wiley, and they also do the 5 behaviors.
Okay.
So, and they're built on each other. But yeah, I like the Wiley version of it because it's very clear. It's very simple. It's the results are you can pick how much you want to do. You can compare yourself to other people in your team. I mean, it is dynamic but not overwhelming like some of the other assessments are or can be. So what I do is I just take it down and I simplify it. So the I is lowercase because it was just a trademark thing, just how to identify this specific DISC model.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the only reason. But DISC is basically, it's a circle, right? So you've got D is for dominance, and that's the upper half, and I is for influence. So if you're drawing your circle, the D and the I are on the top. These are your outgoing, extroverted types, typically. Your S is for steadiness, and your C is for conscientiousness. And that bottom hemisphere are your more introverted types. And then let's see. The D and the C on the one side, that's more challenging, logic-based, right? Independent acting. The I and the S on that side are more people-focused, working with teams, all of that. So not necessarily working as teams, but they like to collaborate a lot. That's the right word that I was looking for.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So for you, and then everybody has 3 priorities on their DISC. So yours are results, action, and enthusiasm.
Okay.
Right. So for you, it's taking action. Like you want things to happen quickly. You usually hit the ground running. You grow impatient if things slow you down. You like to generate enthusiasm, which is your I side of that. High energy level, even in the face of adversity. You're passionate about your ideas and your outward expression. So really, this is that galvanizing.
Yes.
Bringing people in, right?
Right. And it's my third. It's my competency. Galvanizing is my third.
Yeah. So things you probably enjoy are like initiating change, having authority, achieving immediate results, promoting innovation, taking risks, sharing enthusiasm for ideas, keeping things moving, asking meaningful questions, and bringing inefficiencies to attention. Your things that can be stressful is following strict rules or protocols, having to slow down. Like that kills me too. Also,
I'm in that season and it's making, I'm living my worst nightmare right now. Not in the sense of like anything drastic happening. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's slow. And even the season change right now when things start slowing down and it gets darker earlier. Yes. Slowing down is not my strong suit.
You have to slow down to go fast. And I'm like, I know that's true, but I got stuff to do. Like,
yes.
Let's go. Having your ideas or authority challenged, being forced to give up on bold ideas, partnering with overly cautious or indecisive people, keeping your opinions to yourself, working slowly towards long-term goals, dealing with people who don't meet your standards. So those are some things that, right? Yeah. So yeah, so you're the D and the I, right? They're up there on the external side, on the teamwork. So you're very direct, but you can galvanize people and bring them in, right? So you want answers now. Let's go, let's do this, let's get it done. But yay, team, and like we're gonna bring everybody in and get everybody excited, and then we're all rowing in the right direction, right? A lot of people in the service, like not service industry, but like helpers, right?
Okay.
They're on the IS side typically. That's collaboration, enthusiasm, support, stability. The C's are focused on accuracy, stability, challenge. So in the tests that I've done and the experiments that I've done by asking people to give me their results and see where they are, a lot of them are in that counteracting quick start area for the C, because they have to be contemplative and they have to slow down. They have to analyze the risks. Someone who's a C needs to feel valuable. So they need to come in confident in their answers and what they're going to share, their information, which is really good and helpful. But when you get a D and a C in a meeting, the D is going, here's what we're doing. These are my questions. I need to know now. Let's go, go, go. And the C is like, hold up. Like, I need to think about this. I need to go do my research. I need to make sure that the information I'm giving you is correct, because they take a lot of pride in that, right? Rightly so. All of it do, but the C's are really known for this. And so something that you can do to solve that stress that comes in, or that conflict, is to just give someone an agenda. Like, tell them what the questions that are going to come up in the meetings. If you have issues lists in like whatever you use, 90, Streti, anything, go in there and have them review it ahead. Put all of the issues in there, like in detail. And then give them the chance and say, this is the things that we're going to go over. These are the 3 things I need your input on. I would like answers to these 3 questions from you, or feedback. And then they can come to the meeting and they are prepared. They're ready. The D gets their answers. And
yes, I think the word safety is coming to mind.
Yeah.
And I think because, and I'm thinking of this because I just, she's going to hear me say this too, but my daughter, who is needs that agenda, needs the detail, or like she's just had her appendix out 2 weeks ago, and her and I, well, I mean, it was her appendix, but we were both, experiencing stress, right? And what I needed to feel safe and what she needed to feel safe was very different. And I need to know that I have some sense of dominance, kind of like what you're saying. I need to know, and I don't want to be slowed down. And so moving quickly makes me feel safe. Moving slowly and knowing the details is what makes her feel safe. And so when you're able to honor both of those in a team environment, I could see where productivity can like go through the roof.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And even, I mean, especially with that visionary integrator role, this is so important, because you pair them together with, their Kolbe and their DISC. And you can have 2 Kolbes that are very, very similar, and their DISCs are vastly different. And I mean, that tells you a lot about how a person is going to respond to a situation, because your behaviors. But yeah, for visionary and integrator, it's so important to understand these, because how you work together as those 2 is how the rest of the leadership team works.
Right.
And then do them with everybody that reports to the integrator is really, and it's really important. And it doesn't have to be EOS visionary integrator. It could be anybody that fits those seats on the accountability or the org chart in those relationships. And it could be like anywhere, but whoever reports to who, I think it's really important. It could help solve so many issues, because a lot of integrators that I've come across in the studies that I've done, they're that quick start there are usually a 1 to 3,
Mhm.
usually not always. And
Right.
the visionary is an 8 to 10. I've seen 10s. And they're just like, whoa. And so that creates like a lot of tension. It creates, there's stress in the relationship because of one resisting change and one needing change.
Yes.
And so once they understand that, and then they can find somebody who can come in and be their mediator, like find another team member who could come in and mediate a conversation so that you've got that bridge in there and you're not just butting heads and disagree and commit and walk off and you're still not happy. So,
Right. Yes.
you know,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That relationship, they're so necessary. They need each other so much. And they've got that communication piece and that relationship piece is what's going to create the synergy to take everything to the next level.
yeah, it is. It really is. So, and
Okay.
honesty and fullness, and then they can know how to navigate their hard conversations. They can know how to do that in a healthy way, which is really good. Yeah. Okay, so your archetype.
All right.
Do you want that now?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, so after this, I will send you the page so you can see just how cool it is.
Okay.
But yeah, so the archetypes, like I said, are based on your initiating action mode, right? With for Kolbe and your disc style. So yours is you're an initiating quick start and your DI. So your stage role is the one who explodes onto the scene and demands the spotlight because you are the firecracker headliner. That's the name of it. Which I love.
Firecracker and headliner?
Firecracker headliner, right? And so because I love fireworks so very much. So of course that's the icon for this one. So anywhere you see this icon, you'll know that it's the firecracker headliner. The flavor of this archetype, right? The general feeling and the vibe is that they are bold, spontaneous, and magnetic. Their quick start instinct fuels constant experimentation and risk taking, while their DI energy pushes them into the center of attention with authority and flair. So there's sparkle. The magic is that your superpower is creating momentum fast, sparking action in others and keeping the spotlight alive with charisma and command. You ignite energy and urgency wherever you go. And then the clash, so tension, things to watch out for.
Okay.
Is that your constant push for speed and dominance can overwhelm others, leaving little room for reflection. And then when overextended, you can create chaos, burn out your team, or bulldoze slower processes. And yeah, I was like, yeah, that has to go in there.
Yeah. No, a full day is a happy day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And being exhausted, for all the right reasons. Is
Absolutely. And then it includes production notes. So I give you like what it looks like from the audience perspective, what it looks like from behind the scenes,
okay.
and center stage. So like your center stage is you seize the mic, set the pace, and bring high octane energy that electrifies the room. So
Okay.
that's what it's like to the team.
I do think, and I mean, part of the reason that I'm talking like this is I have a recovery background and I have, a therapy background and a spiritual background.
Ways. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that kind of ties in. But I think even when I'm taking the assessments, like all of those things that you just described are very much in me, but I can be very hesitant with them based on responses that I've had, throughout my 44 years.
Yeah.
And so some of that feels like it has to be toned down or tamed. And one thing I know about myself is if I walk, I am not going to fight for the spotlight. Like if you were to come in and be like dominant leader, shaking things up, then I'm going to be like, go right ahead. But
Yeah.
if nobody is going to take over the situation, I'm your person. I am right. I am right there.
I
Front
am
and
I'm that
center.
way too, and I will say that mine is also tied to how valued I feel. So
Okay.
if I am doing something and I don't feel valued, I'm out. I will step back, and that's possibly my 8 coming out. So I'm curious what your Enneagram is.
So my Enneagram is 8 as well. I'm
Yeah,
very challenging, but I won't do it in certain environments.
I will no longer fight to be loved. This is what you get, and this is where I am, and that's okay. And you know what? Like, it really is okay, because if I'm not gonna fight for the spotlight, and if you don't like what I like, if I'm not your person, that's great. You're stepping aside for the people
Yes.
who I can really help, and that's great, and I love you for it. Like, I have no problem with that. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of that is that Enneagram 8 coming out in this, of like, I know my
Okay.
value, and I want to, share it with others, but I'm not going to fight for it.
Yeah.
But that's also because you naturally attract. So,
Right.
and
Okay.
so the other thing that is on this is 3 strategies for success, because I had told you before that I'm really big on not just preaching theory. I want to make sure that people get to walk away
Right.
with action steps and tools. So, like, 3 strategies for someone working with firecracker headliners like you and me.
Okay.
Clarify next steps quickly, match our energy, and then ground it, and then set boundaries and buffer zones. Because you and I are fantastically amazing at last minute magic, but that stresses people out like crazy. So, and for us, things that we can do is build our anchor team, right? So surround ourselves with detail driven and steady collaborators, practice strategic pauses, um, check alignment and clarity there, right? And then turn energy into systems. So,
Oh, okay. I like
and, and there's all, like, I mean, there's summaries of those, and then, like, what it all means in the paper, but in the
that.
one
Okay.
page. So that's
And you were in the integrator space at one point,
yeah.
and so was I. And so the person,
Yeah.
Stephanie Day is the
Yeah.
person
I
coming
love
to
her.
mind right now
Yeah.
because I called her about my business idea,
Yeah.
and she, I mean, was just, well, you could
Yeah.
do a system like this, or I mean, it just,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and she was telling me how she actually organizes her closet and
Uh-huh.
her children's clothes, and I was like,
100%. She's
I was
very,
never this person. Why did I try? I need this person in my life, but I was not. I was
no.
could
Yeah.
do it, but not in that way that she just lights up when she's talking about
Yeah. And
those
I'm
things
like,
as well.
hand it off. I tell you what I want, but then I'm running away. Like, I'm really good at, like, coming up with the ideas, and, like, really cool things I want to do. Like, I just had a ton yesterday, and I was on with Paisley.
I think
My
yes.
Okay, yes. So Paisley, I was on with her, and she's like, "Okay, but, like, is this realistic?" And I'm like, oh, "Thank you." It's just like, ouch, but yes, but I can do it, but maybe not like today, right? Like, I wanted to do something like today, and she's like, "But just let's put some strategy around it." And I'm like, "Okay,"
Yes.
but it's fun to just throw it out and do it.
Yeah. Totally. I've had somebody take 3 days to think about this. Take 7 days before
Yeah,
you like go through this. So yes, that it
yeah,
it it's very enlightening, very affirming, at the same time. And like if someone doesn't feel like they're like for instance, loving the company that you're with, loving the team that you're with, loving the culture that you're with, and but why do you feel the way that you do,
because
based on the role that you're providing in there?
yeah,
So
yeah, you're
I
out working in your strengths. So
yes.
yeah,
Awesome. Okay. So this I wanted I wanted to highlight your
Yeah.
skill set here. Give me another, just for the sake of what kind of cool name you may have for like another archetype or an opposing archetype.
Oh, let's see. Let me decide which one I want to use. Of course, we have the ringleader. I've got the orchestrator. I have a show captain.
Okay.
I think my assistant is a show captain, which is cool because that's follow through and CD. So
Okay.
her power lies in creating order out of chaos. So her insistence on process and standards may feel controlling, leaving little room for flexibility. That's the clash. But she thrives on clarity, process, and accountability, keeping everything on course and ensuring no detail is left unchecked. So, yeah,
Okay.
those are some, just some other ideas.
All
They're
right. No, I love it so much.
so fun to do. Yeah,
Awesome. Do you have testimonials on your website?
not yet. I haven't gotten that far with the website. My
Okay.
website's very basic right now. So I took all of the stuff off of it, all of the extra. And so I've been trying to redo it.
Okay. Well, I would love to put together like a video testimonial
I would love that.
for you, since
I
I have the
would love
stuff here
that.
to do it. So yeah,
Yeah,
totally would love to do that. All
awesome.
right. Is there anything well just tell me, based on what you just did with me,
Yeah.
what would that look like? So as far as you coming in to work with a team,
Yeah.
let's say you have a team of 5, you would
Mhm.
sit down with the individuals and talk about this like
Yeah.
we did. And then how long would you spend with the team after you talk to the individuals?
So typically what I would do is do like a quick, even 30 minutes to an hour, whatever they needed, and go through their results just quickly to identify anything that they don't agree with or that they have questions on. And then we would do a group session, which with all of this, it's half day to full day. So because
Okay.
we get up and we do activities and it's so much fun. We don't sit down and just listen to Grady talk. That's very boring. Um, but yeah, so, and then it's a half day to full day, depending on what they want, depending on how many breaks they want to take, and all of that, because people need breaks,
Yes.
especially with all this brain work. And then I put in like 3 months of like touch points with everyone, because my biggest thing that everyone in the world needs to really understand is that the workshop is not going to solve your problems. It is not going to solve your problems. And if you think it is, you will always remain in the same spot that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
It is the jumping off point. It is the start. So I go in and I talk to the team one-on-one first so that I can understand the things they won't say in a group setting, right? And then we can really get to the root of the issues. And then I create the workshop around that to make sure that we're hitting on some of those issues that remain confidential. We don't point fingers and do any of
Right.
that. And then we go through the workshop, and then I follow up for 3 months, making sure that they have additional tools to use, like they have me, they have access to my brain, for any questions that come up. And then if they choose to do additional like one-on-ones or have me facilitate some hard conversations, because that's what's needed to really break through and help people understand each other, then we do that. And then there's also just a really simple one-on-ones. If you want to do like just a one-on-one for your Kolbe and DISC or your archetypes, or visionary integrator sessions, or something else that I do that I love to do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's definitely necessary. Have you ever, because this is what happened with me with Working Genius initially,
Yeah.
have you ever rocked somebody's world to the point that they made like a colossal change afterwards, after receiving this information? Other
Yeah.
than yourself.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I've had people like break into tears. I've had people just go, That's why I hate my job. And when that comes out, that's really hard. Um, but especially when you have leaders that had zero clue that the person was completely unhappy.
Right.
But then I just, I say, this is great. This is really good because now you know, and now you understand that you're not defective in your role. You're not unintelligent. You're not bad at a job. You're just not working in your strengths. It's like trying to write. If you're right-handed, it's like consistently trying to write with your left hand.
Yes.
So yeah. So I've had people do that. I've had people, decide to just switch gears. Or the best one is when they're like, oh, I can delegate this and I don't have to do it anymore. Because that person over there loves it and is begging for it. And so you just sit around. And you can do that. And the realization, people come to the realization that, oh, I can hand things off and we can look at this and move things around. I don't have to step out of my seat because this one thing, even if it's kind of big, like somebody on my team is way better at me. And we're supposed to be hiring people who are better than us at their jobs anyways.
Yes.
So,
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And it opens up, it takes us out of that job role silo and creates a team.
Yeah.
So, all right. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and doing the work to drill down into all these different assessments and creating a disco ball, creating the superhero team through the archetypes and everything. So thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you.